Good evening, sports fans. Sports Rewind Digital going live. I'm joined with BJ down the bottom, and that is not Davo up the top. We have a guest host today, Jivo from the Extra Base podcast. How are you, mate?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, real good, mate. You didn't get much time to, jumped off your podcast straight into mine.
Oh, mate, I had to prepare for this professional one because mine's pretty amateur. So,
all right, mate. I like some of the conversations on there. You got your regulars that always comment, mate, and they're always giving you a bit of stick, and we'll have them jump onto ours.
I'm sure they will, mate.
Our regulars will be all over it. How are you, Randall?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Just living the dream, getting plenty of sport in.
Yep, it was a good weekend of sport. How'd you go on the weekend? Did you get a Toronto Tigers get a game in?
We actually got a game in, so I think it's round 9. We got our third game in for the year, so we're stoked, mate. We're pretty happy with that. No ejections this week, so even better.
Beautiful. How did old Ninja go the other week? Did he?
Yeah, mate. Look,
judiciary job.
He wrote in to say that I think he accepted his plea and he accepted the punishment, but on further review they deemed that the ejection was sufficient, so he didn't actually have to serve any suspension time.
Hey, do you want to run us through what actually happened there? Because I wasn't 100% sure of what happened.
Yeah, I can, mate. He look. Bottom line is he got Aaron Booned. Basically, he was warming up to pitch. The catcher wasn't ready, and the umpire had said he'd had enough warm-up pitches. He'd had his 6 warm-up pitches. He was done. The catcher, mind you, was still getting dressed in the shed. So we all know him. He's pretty short-tempered too. So I could imagine him not being impressed. But apparently he took it on the chin, and somebody else said a few things to the official, and he had his back to everybody and turned around and just assumed that it was obviously Big Red. So he got his marching orders just straight away, and he said he was standing on the mound dumbfounded. And
nice.
I've seen him blow his lid a fair few times. I've had to get in there and actually physically try, and I use that word try, to drag the big unit away from an umpire's face while he's blowing up and not be ejected. So for that to happen, it was pretty mellow for him. But after some, after some, some common sense, I guess, and some questions asked on other people what they saw, and everybody had conflicting information. But one thing was that nobody actually saw him or heard him say anything. So
yeah, fair.
It was fair enough, The person heard something, and I wouldn't blame him for assuming that it was him either. And just gave him his marching orders straight up. But that's that's the new rules that they've brought in this year to try and encourage people to come and umpire. There's zero tolerance. So, anything that gets said or whatever, it's just straight away getting your marching orders. So, it was only 4th grade too, mind you. So it was, we enjoyed quite a few beers after the game and stuff like that. There's no seriousness in it. So
surely you'd be able to get a streamer out there to stream the games for video evidence or something.
No,
we're not. We're actually not allowed to. That's part of the new rules as well. You're not allowed to use any live stream video as evidence to prove or disprove any incidents that occur. I think that did happen last year.
Did you get a captain's challenge or something? Surely.
Not even a captain's challenge. There's nothing. But it actually happened last year, and it was in our favour that the opposition were live streaming the game that Davo got ejected, and we could actually go back and say at 2 hours, 1 minute and 54 seconds when this is what happened, and it's probably not a good look if it discredits the word of an umpire who, maybe in the heat of the moment says something, and something happens, and on reflection, they go back and write their reports, the same as the offender. They write their report, and all of a sudden they're going, "Oh, I think that's what happened." You know, they've calmed down, and their memory might not be as sharp or as clear as they thought, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not, it doesn't want to make a mockery of those people or, damage their word, I guess. And that goes either way. So it's not a bad idea. But I suppose it does help, I guess, the judiciary process having that information, because it's clear cut. There's no he said, she said, 3 bags full, sir. It's there. It is there. You can see it. You can hear it. Make your own judgment.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
We'll
Toronto Tigers get a game in this weekend. Mate, it's due to rain for sure. I'm finally able to play a game this week. So, mate, I think I'm over from 6 weeks so far. So,
yep.
You've
said you're in for 3 weeks, so I'm pretty sure we're not going to play in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, there's a long weekend in the middle of that or something, isn't there, that we don't play?
There is 2, actually. So there's one already you've ruined for us.
So no chance. Anyway, thanks for everyone from tuning in. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. What do we got here from the big jughead? Just wash it out already. Save us all.
Come on, mate. It's all right, mate. We're still using Wilson's, so it doesn't matter anyway. You still won't be able to hit one out at waterboard, so it's all good, mate.
Yeah, I reckon he might be able to hit one out, but
you're not throwing, so there's no chance.
Fair enough. Put a bat machine out there. Yeah. Righto, Tid Bits. Our weekly Tid Bits are sponsored by King Billy Jerky. Randall, mate, I just dropped you some over not long ago. Have you got anything left in that bag or what?
Almost none, mate. The kids have already been down and rated it. So Heidi's not even home yet to try and rate it herself, so she'll be filthy when she gets home.
Juvo, you got to get you some of this, mate. KingBillyJerky.com. Absolute best jerky you've ever eaten. He'll send you some down for sure down that way.
Let's happy to plug it.
What was that?
Always happy to plug a new product.
Yeah, mate. No, it's not new, mate. He's been around forever. He's got a few couple little Instagram and TikTok models there sprouting some King Billy jerky. So just be wary of that Carolina Reaper, that's for sure. But there you go. Have a look at the King Billy jerky and get on and give it a go. All right, our tidbits this week. Let's get into them. I think I'm up for the first 2. Roger, the Rockets, Clemens pitching relief on June 24, 2007. It was the first time he had done so in 22 years, 341 days. That broke Steve Carlton's record of 15 years, 343 days. 2 machines right there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I know Davo would appreciate that one. He's a massive Clemens fan. But having him in the Yankees uniform there, it's just not right, is it?
No.
Not right. Tidbit 2 for me. Where are we? 3,372 strikeouts for Justin Verlander. And Verlander now has the 10th most strikeouts of all time. So he's just moved into the top 10 and still going strong. All right. What do we got here for you, BJ?
We've got a few here. How about Bryce Harper? Unreal. Most career ejections for active players. You've got Wilson Contreras and Matt Carpenter with 7, Nolan Arenado with 8, Manny Machado and Tim Anderson tied both with 9. I'm a little bit surprised with that. I thought Manny Machado might have had a few more than that, but Bryce Harper, top of the list, 21 ejections. Absolute most of any active player. And it says down the bottom there, most of all time is Johnny Evers with 58. Bryce is on pace to break that record for sure.
How many are Angel Hernandez?
I was just about to say the same thing, actually. I reckon over half of them would have to be Angel Hernandez too.
Yeah.
I think I only saw
Absolutely.
something today where he got rung up on a check swing by
Yeah.
Angel Hernandez. And he was straight down the third baseline. He was blowing up Deluxe, absolutely feeding it to him.
He wasn't happy, was he?
Classic.
I reckon there was no trash cans. Doesn't need any, mate. He delivers the ball. I think it might be time to give it up, just like Acuna gave up on the Braves today, mate. It's just time to give it up. So, the next one for you, Randall.
Yeah, so this one was actually would have been last week, but we obviously had a week off, so I don't think this is still legit. But at the time, Mason Miller, the closer at Oakland, his last 15 games last week, he had 19 and a third innings pitched, 0 runs scored, 40 strikeouts, and 0 walks. This is the first pitcher with a scoreless 15-game span with more than 35 strikeouts and fewer than 5 walks since 1901. So
Unreal.
he's dealing at the moment.
He's absolutely killing it. Have you seen any of his games, Jivo?
No, mate. Or haven't seen many at all, actually.
Absolute weapon on the mound. 100+ mile an hour fastball and filthy slide piece.
Yeah, unreal. He's obviously going to be a major trade piece, come that deadline time for Oakland. They're not going to. Well, in saying that, they're not playing poorly, are they? So they're surprising a lot of clubs. So you'd think you would expect he's a trade piece, but if they keep winning, who knows?
I reckon he'll be. They're going to trade for some draft picks and things for when they're at Vegas. I reckon. Makes sense for 2 to 3 years time. Them getting a couple of people coming through. I reckon. I don't know. They want to be red hot once they go to Vegas, and that's my thoughts.
Yep. Yeah, probably couldn't argue with that.
Yeah. And Davo's not here, so Jivo's going to jump in with this one.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is could be a stitch up. Not really sure, Randall. Probably is. Yeah, the Cardinals have ended the Orioles' streak of 106 series without being swept, and it's the longest streak in MLB since St. Louis' streak of 125 in 1942-1944. Baltimore was last swept May 13 to 15, 2022 in Detroit, 6 days before Rushman's debut.
There you go, Randall. Baltimore Orioles. The streak is over, mate. The streak is over.
They got swept in the playoffs last year. Whatever.
Thanks for sharing that one too, Jivo. I'm glad you brought that one to my attention, mate. And I agree with Jaron on this one.
Well, what do you do, mate? You can't win them all. They did come back and sweep the White Sox in 4 games straight after that. So, it's a new streak. New streak started. It's all good. But yeah, it is a long time, mate. 2 years pretty much of regular season games without being swept was a big reason why they went from a 100-loss team to a 100-win team, I guess.
Absolutely. They're killing it. I hope they tie up a lot of their younger players too. Yeah,
that's what they have to do. Got a bloke that wants to spend some money, hopefully, but it's all good.
Yeah.
They got the Yankees. Yankees are playing well. No Garrett Cole. It's when he's back, they're going to be a hard team to beat in that AL East.
For sure. Thanks to King Billy Jerky. Go and grab a bit of King Billy Jerky. Speaking of beautiful man, have a look at that. Have a look at that specimen down there. Had a couple of pizzas and prawns with King Billy on, I think it was Friday night. And had a look at the process of the jerky making that Randall's chewing on at the moment. Big marination station. He's got it all down there. So Go and check out kingbillyjerky.com.
Get
Righto,
meat in
Randall.
and around your mouth.
Get it in and around your mouth for sure. We might do a bit of NRL action before we go too much further into baseball. Have you got some NRL news for us, Randall? Or even that one? Oh, you're still chewing on King Billy's meat.
I'm good. I swallowed, so it's all good. The weekend just gone. The Knights got 2 points, mate. That's the most important part. They had the bye. The Thursday night, Bulldogs absolutely ran all over the Dragons, 44-12. I know Davo was pretty happy with that. Had a bit of a celebration. Cowboys hammered your Tigers, mate, on Friday night, 42-28. Did you back them or not?
No.
Nah. Good choice. One that I found was a bit of an upset. Sea Eagles 26 over the Storm 20. I didn't pick that one. Probably should have, but didn't. Roosters 44 over the Raiders 16. Absolute hiding. Panthers 42-0 over the Sharks. Are the Sharks pretenders or are they legit?
Go on.
You know, they were sitting first on the ladder, and they got absolutely smashed by the Panthers. You know, no Cleary or anything either. So,
Who do you follow, Juvo?
Next question, mate. Canberra.
Not Parramatta.
Unfortunately, no Canberra, mate. Canberra.
Canberra Raiders, unlucky, mate.
Oh, mate, look, it's bound to happen. Ricky gives us a spray, we win, and then doesn't give us a spray, we lose. It's how we play.
Yeah. Look, the Roosters are playing good footy too at the moment, so
we're not an 80-minute side. That's our problem.
No, don't worry, mate. We know all about that. I follow the Knights. We got Rabbitohs versus the Eels. Now, the battle of the two teams with new coaches. I didn't really know what was going to happen here. I thought maybe Parramatta might have, replied with the new coach coming in and stuff like that and bounced back. And the Rabbitohs, Indigenous round, they're usually pretty pumped for that, and they certainly were. They got up 42-26 over Parramatta. It's going to be a long season for Parramatta, guys. I think they're in trouble. Broncos Titans. I don't know how many people would have picked this one. Broncos led pretty well during the first half. I can't really remember. I was a few cans deep, but I feel like they were up about 20-10 or something like that, maybe. And then, a big comeback from the Titans, getting up 36-34 over the Broncos. Hopefully they're gone too, because nobody likes the Broncos. And then the Warriors, 24-20 over the Dolphins. That was a pretty good game as well. The Wars getting back amongst it. Not bad. Origin, though, next week, I believe. Both Origin sides were named over the last couple of days. Did any of you guys catch any of that?
Yeah,
Probably
what do you think of the New South Wales team?
Yeah, mate. There's obviously a few notables that aren't there. Dylan Edwards named at fullback over Tedesco. I don't mind it. People are going to be probably fairly torn, I guess, or a bit each way. I like it. I guess I'd like to see someone new in there. Like Tedesco's been there for years. He's captain, being the in Australian side and whatever. But you know what? Get someone new in there, a bit of fresh blood. He also hasn't been a winning fullback, a winning captain either, has he? So, maybe they need a change. Who else was there? Zach Lomax was a bit of a surprise for me. I didn't think he'd be named in the side, but he has been named. What does everyone else think on that one?
Yeah.
No care.
Oh,
Mate,
I do care,
he's playing good footy. He didn't fall. He's playing good footy, no doubt. But
none of your dirty Knights in there, Randall.
No, mate. No, there's not. It's not, which I'm okay with. I'm more than happy during Origin period for none of them to be playing. It means they can all play club footy, which is what they need. They just need people. Another one, I guess. That's right. Appy Coruscant missed out, and Reece Robson is in there at hooker with Cameron McInnes. Actually, is named at lock. Another bloke that's been playing good footy. So, you know what? I'm glad to see Angus Crichton back in. In the second row there, he's playing the house down. He's had a couple of lean seasons, but all of a sudden he's playing really, really well. So, Matt Burton in the reserves, I was a little bit surprised with that. I thought maybe he would find a spot in there somewhere.
No deal.
Yeah, no deal. So, I think looking at the Queensland side, I don't really care as long as they get their ass kicked. But I guess Ezra Mam missed out on a spot, and Tom Dearden got the call into the 6 jersey over Cameron Munster. Yeah, I'm okay with that as well. I think Tom Dearden's probably proved himself. He stepped up last year. I think it was last year. They all run together now. In a game 3 and was pretty solid. Who else? Oh, Fafita. David Fafita missed out. He's been playing pretty good footy in the last couple of weeks. Is it too little too late for him? Only been pretty good over the last couple of weeks, or are they just looking to go a different way?
Maybe they are, mate. I mean, they've been dominant for how many years now? They've just been pretty dominant, the Queensland team, and I don't know. I think little changes, as needed for them guys is probably better for them. But see what happens. It's next Wednesday, isn't it? I think June 5th.
Yeah.
So,
what about Selwyn Cobbo missing? He's on the interchange. He's named 7 and the number 17.
Yeah,
carrying an outside back on the bench.
Don't see a lot of it, do you?
No.
But what he might sub in. They might have some sort of special plan that they're going to sub into, mate, that we don't know of. So
I know over the last couple of years they've had a lot of. Well, I think it's the last couple of years, if I remember rightly, they've had a fair few injuries in that sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. So is he just a backup? He's not a little fella either. Well, he's not a little bloke. Worst case scenario, he could always sneak into the second row or something like that, maybe even at a pinch if they need someone. But
yeah, bit of utility man.
Yeah,
JBD's Burton may play 6 of both Hines and Keary can't overcome their injuries. Good point.
So Hines has been named at 6, but I think he had some sort. I think was it a knee injury on the weekend, plus also a slight concussion, or a head knock. So yeah, he might be touch and go. So
head knock, game of spoons, was it, mate? JVD
loves it.
Absolute gun of spoons.
Yeah,
all right.
But that's a fair point. So calf. There you go.
Baby cow. There you go. Right.
So beautiful.
Plenty of NRL action over the weekend, and I tell you what, if you're gonna have a punt over the weekend, make sure you do it with Dabble. Juvo, we got our new sponsor here, mate. Dabble. If you're gonna have a punt on the weekend, make sure you get over to our Dabble link here. I'll link it up in the show notes, and let's have a quick look at what we've got for you guys picked over the weekend or the next couple of days, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Davo's not with us, but he put one on tomorrow. I think this one is the Timberwolves and Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving to score 20, PJ Washington to score 10, Rudy Gobert to score 10, and the Mavs to win. So that one was my set of picks. This one was Davo's at good odds. The Cards, Brewers, Phillies, and the Trash Cans at 12.58. Excuse me, Randall.
Yeah, mate, I've got the Cardinals actually to beat the Reds. They've been playing some pretty good ball in the last couple of weeks, so grab them at $2.10. The Oilers in the NHL at $1.70 to get up over Dallas. The Florida Panthers to get their first win against the Rangers. Did you watch that game today, mate?
No, I didn't see any of that today.
It was a pretty good game with the Rangers getting up. And then the Mighty Knights at $1.55 to get up over the Bulldogs, who are going to be missing a couple of people with Origin. So Knights should be fresh as straight off the bye at home on Friday night.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. All right. Just make sure gamble responsibly. If you're going to have a punt, use the code in the comments to unlock the Sports Rewind package there. All right. Jivo, we're going to do a bit of baseball, mate. Let's talk a little bit about your show, mate. Extra Base Podcast. What goes on the Extra Base Podcast?
A whole lot of rubbish. We talk generally. Bit like you guys, but you talk all sport, we just talk baseball. So, look, we started up our podcast in regards to baseball and trying to get the footprint of baseball out there and giving people an opportunity, a platform to come and speak on our show in regards to baseball and good things that happen around baseball. We spend a lot of time speaking to guests and getting people on and finding out what's going on in the world of baseball. I'm not sure if you caught last night's show. The age-old debate about imports versus Aussie players. Always a little bit controversial, but we had Ben Maguire obviously from Blacktown on, and Kai Hislop from MacArthur that does a lot of their imports. Recruiting. So it was good to get different points of view. So really what we try to do on our show is get people in who have a point of view that can share their point of view with the baseball community.
Yep. Yeah, and you had a good one the other week also talking about scorers and umpires and things like that. Talking to BJ tonight, and his wife was actually at a scorers clinic here in Newcastle. So it's good to see that sort of thing going on and the promotion of that sort of thing. So it's always good.
Yeah, they're doing a fair bit here in Newcastle to promote the involvement of people to umpire, especially because it's super hard. Like we're struggling to get anyone to umpire. And over the last few years, it's gotten pretty out of control with people thinking it's okay to abuse those people that are just putting their hand up to volunteer to do it. So they've brought in some new stuff where they're trying to, you go and do this course. You're not obviously not an official. You've got some basic understanding where you've been taught by an official, and you wear a yellow jet vest, and you can't be approached by people. The coaches can't approach you. Anyone goes and says anything to you, it's automatic suspension, ejection, whatever you want to call it. So it's sort of giving those people a little bit more comfort to be able to get out there and give it a go without being worried that they're going to just get absolutely sprayed for making a wrong decision or something like that. So it's great. And then scoring, same as everywhere. You need people to score, especially when you get to open men's league. You got to find someone's wife that can score. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And yeah, people need to learn, and people are reluctant to learn because same thing, they don't want to get it wrong. They don't want to, get abused for doing it wrong.
Yep.
It doesn't need to be that way.
No, that's right. You got to have all your volunteers and everything like that. Anyway, what we'll do, Jevo, we'll plug. We'll put the Extra Base socials in the chat later and in the description of the video, mate. We have lots of people that come back during the week to watch the show that might find the 9 p.m. session a bit late, so we'll put it in there for those coming back. Let's talk a little bit of baseball.
On the TikTok, mate. That's where it's at these days. TikTok.
Oh, my
TikTok.
bad. TikTok.
TikTok.
I think
I
Yeah.
had no idea that TikTok was so popular until I started posting videos on there. And mate, well, all of a sudden you got this huge following of all these people. I've got no idea who they are, but
Yep.
they love baseball.
That's
there
good.
you go.
Yeah,
No, we're
anyone that's out there listening, get on there and have a listen to the Extra Base podcast. It is a good podcast. It does give me a good laugh. I try not to get on there and put too much banter. Obviously here it's safe because people know who I am. Obviously on Givos it might be a different situation, being Sydney siders, and they might not quite get my sense of humour. So I don't want to put
just
myself out
have
there
your
to be
say.
ridiculed too heavily.
Yeah.
Mate, we don't care. Some of the topics I have on my podcast, mate, seriously, you wouldn't feel out of place. Let's put it that way.
Pants are optional, apparently, for Hazel. Yeah, that's fine. I can totally understand that. It's not very often, Randall wears pants. So
It's very rare.
That's my co-host, Roger. So obviously Roger's backing up from tonight.
you know what's pretty funny about this, Jivo, is we do these podcasts and we're stuck with these electricians. It's terrible. Terrible.
Superior race, mate. That's all.
There's old Rog, does he have 50s for drop sheets like Randall down here or what?
No,
Hundreds
hundreds,
only.
mate. Hundreds because he's in Sydney. You can charge more.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Same as in the mines, just hundreds.
Yeah.
If only they made
There you go.
thousands.
Yeah. All right, Newy baseball, fellas. Let's have a quick wrap up of what happened over the weekend. First grade, Newcastle, Randall. We got a few games in, which haven't been happening a lot. Boomerang 7 defeated Phoenix 3. Belmont 8 defeated White Sox 2. Second grade, there was a 5-all tie. Boomerangs and Phoenix and White Sox tied with Belmont 0-0. So a couple of close games there in second grade.
I feel like maybe there might not have been a result sheet
There you go.
done. If it's a 0-0 tie, I find that
The 5-all definitely there is one,
Yeah.
but 0-0,
zero-
you're not going to see that very often in Newcastle baseball.
not from that Belmont side, mate. I very much doubt that they scored 0 runs.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into a bit of baseball. Jivo's here to talk baseball with us. So what about this guy, Newy lad? And what about the name of the team, mate? The Fort Myers Mighty Muscles. There was a comment on, I think it was Jackie Wingrove. It might have been on the Phoenix Post. I don't know if it was Jackie Wingrove or the Phoenix Post. And Elmer commented about the Mighty Muscles. Do yourself a favor, go and find that.
The Mighty Love Muscles?
Yeah. Something about Leighton wearing a shirt with it. So those that know Winnie. So what do you guys think about this? So he got stood down by Phillies AA earlier on this year and went and played a bit of indie ball and now back with the Twins. Pretty good to see.
Yeah, that Duck side is a pretty good side. You look at some of the names in that team, there's some legit players in that team. So
yeah, nice.
It's good, mate.
It'll be good to see.
I can guarantee you, though, I had a bloke tell me, not the weekend just gone, the one before, a good mate of yours, actually, Hutto.
Yep.
I think you put him on a different crew, though. But he told me while I was coaching first base in first grade that he won't get signed again.
Yeah.
I believe Stockhausen was standing at first base. I think he just stuck his elbow out to get hit, so he didn't strike out. And so he was on first, and he told us, he said, he won't get signed. I won't get any more free bats off him.
There you go. There you go.
A week later, boom, he's signed.
Good luck to him. I hope he does really well.
I
He
think
was
there
killing
was
it over here
a,
in the summer.
I think there was a thing on the Newcastle or the news. There was an article done. I know that someone's in Lismore at the moment. That's a sports article on his signing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
there was NBN News did something last night. Yeah.
It's
Wasn't
great.
news. Said he's back in the Twins organisation, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, mate. Like Jevo said, it's awesome. It's good for the promotion of baseball, isn't it? Like to get it on the news, like just something like that on the news, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I hope the other stuff got on there from today. I hope that gets on there as well. So
yeah, how cool was that?
Unreal.
Watching this guy throw for the A's. We know the A's are struggling. It was really good to see him. So he got pretty well fast tracked, didn't he? He I think he started off in Double A and he just worked his way through, and it is really cool to see him in the bigs. He's only really young and having a great start to his career. 2 innings pitched today, no runs, and looked pretty solid. So nice slide piece there for his first strikeout, and they threw the ball off to the side for him, and I really hope he continues to go through.
Yeah. He was pretty tight. He was pretty tight. I think he had three scoreless innings or something to
two
scoreless innings. Two scoreless innings. Yeah. Okay. I know he had a few runners on or whatever, but pretty good.
Yeah, great to see. What about the next one? The next one goes into what we were talking about with umpires earlier. It's becoming more likely that the robo ump won't be a goer for the Major League in 2025.
Good
thoughts?
I don't like it. I don't really like the idea of the robo ump solely because as a player, a pitcher, a batter, isn't it all about knowing what that umpire's strike zone's doing? Like it's not exactly the same all the time. Sometimes you might be getting a ball outside, half a ball outside. Sometimes you might be getting a little bit in, or you get nothing up, but you get a little bit down, or I don't know. I don't know. That's only personal opinion.
I said exactly the same thing when Jevo's podcast a couple of weeks back about the umpires. It's about learning where the umpire calls it and adjusting to it. I agree. I don't like the robo ump, but it is coming.
What about you?
I'm old school, mate. I like to be able to turn around and say the umpire. Really? Is that where it is?
Where the fuck
we
was that?
we can still do that in Sydney at the moment. So
Yeah.
I guess we can still have a bit of a conversation with them and ask them where it's at. But look, for the game itself, I understand why they're trying to do it. But I guess for the purist, no, I still reckon you need a guy stand behind the dish.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. It makes a really hard argument, doesn't it? When at the moment we're seeing so many really bad calls. Like it's not like it's just missed or it's a curveball that maybe went around the plate, sort of thing. It's like 4 balls outside and they're getting rung up, or it's ridiculously high or low, and it makes for a hard argument when you're just seeing more and more of that. Is that just with social media blowing it up? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But,
have a look at this one. Check this one out.
Yeah, like fuck me.
That one, close. All 3 outside, and he got rung up. He didn't say anything. Just walked off. Knew he had an absolute crap at bat with him, and that was it. He walked.
That first one, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's a mile outside. Like that ruins an at bat.
Absolutely does.
especially for those blokes when their eyes so good. How do you come back from that when you get two? First one's that far out, and the next one's it is off, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do the next pitch? You just got to swing. Like it ruins your whole at bat. It's like anyway.
I look at it from the other side, Randall, as a pitcher. Where do you think the catcher is going to set up, and where do you think I'm going to throw it every single time?
Out there.
Absolutely. Just live for it out there. I got a couple of other Twitter ones to go through that I've seen. Do you see the new one from Eric Sim? This one, I think it was today.
Maybe.
It's the 90 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Can you catch? Watch this. Righto.
Oof.
So 90 miles an hour, can you catch it? If you catch 3 out of 5, you get $30.
Who is this guy?
Some dad almost took his arm off the first one.
I tell you what, though. Surely. Oh, yeah. What was that?
Slider.
Jesus.
How can you do that? It's unreal.
Even if he gets a straight one, what's he doing? He's got the glove down, not even up, ready to go. Like, at least get ready for it. You don't even look ready. You're never going to catch it.
He did catch him one in the end, but
I was flat out catching your 46 mile an hour knuckleball, Hudson.
Yeah,
well, catching that.
He looked like he was catching a 90 mile an hour knuckleball. That bloke was struggling. What else in regards to baseball I've got here? What about this absolute legend? We talked about him last week. Back-to-back 4-hit games, 8 straight multi-hit games, 20 hits in his last 38 at-bats. That's a few days old, but what a freak.
Yep.
Just killing it. It's good to see.
Good. It's awesome. I love these guys. They're going to have that, over 300 batting average, or that high 300 batting average. Like, bring it back.
You know what? There was a really cool stat during the week. I think it was on Eric Burns's No Filter Network podcast. And they were talking about Anil Cruz and Gene Carlos Stanton, the power off the bat, right? And the power, and they've got a new one now. They can measure how fast the swing is.
Yeah.
Slowest swing in the game, Luis Arraez. Who cares? He's hitting an absolute. What's he? He'd be over 300, wouldn't he?
I'm not 100% sure what his average is, but yeah, has to be.
It's not everything, is it? Hitting the ball hard, and I think it's great to see. You don't see it enough. I bet you Jivo's getting his hacks in down his baseball games. Who do you play for again, mate? What was it?
Winston Hills, mate.
Winston Hills.
Yeah, no,
Hey, you mentioned something to me earlier about Tamworth.
Yes.
So tell me what you told me earlier. BJ didn't hear that.
Oh, so Tamworth's changed into a wood bat league for A, B, C, and D grade. You're now going to use a wood bat.
What's wrong with that? We first to fourth grade in Newcastle all use wood bats.
Yeah.
First grade to fourth grade.
You see some of the people that play in some of these grades.
Oh, mate.
Not to mention.
Sorry, I understand.
-2. Got me a couple of score-offs. Sore hands.
Mate, that's what those K3s or whatever it is that we've got, the composites. They're a lot cheaper than Barmies, and they don't break. It's all good.
Those KR3 bats.
That's the ones, yeah.
First person in Australia to import those.
All right. They never sold any to us or to me.
Nah.
I couldn't afford them, mate. I just stick with the old conduit.
Bamboo, the Mizuno bamboo that weighed 400 tons.
Combat backbone. Piece of 20 mil conduit
God.
down the middle.
Yeah.
You beauty.
Passed on to me from Mark Dollymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's still sitting there. It's not allowed to be used in a game because the end's chipped off. But it's all good. One day I'll
Good
get some
pictures,
putty in.
that is it?
Oh mate, it's great.
Yeah. Here we go. Chidge chiming in. Fair enough.
By choice.
Yeah, but by choice, you use it in your game days, mate. So
yeah, that's it.
It's what you
every week you use it anyway. So, well,
Yeah,
sorry, every week he goes up to bat with it anyway.
I guess it's different in Newcastle League where you guys are sort of regulated that, where Sydney's, your metros are free for all. You've got guys like legit first grade state league guys swinging, super hyped up metal bats.
Yeah.
It's just
They changed the rule in Newcastle. I think Hutto, we were playing together in first grade at that point, and I remember Bopper using it was back in the day. I think it was the old either Eastern Carbon Core or Red Line, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think Corey White, so he was at that time an ABL player for I think he was playing for Hunter Eagles then. He was on the mound having a throw, and he got a comebacker and hit him straight in the head. I've never heard a sound like it in my life. Mix between his squeal and the sound of the ball coming off his head. And I think the next year we might have gone to wood.
I think that was the case. Yeah, don't know how many years ago. It was some fair few years ago now, but
yeah, it was a long time ago. But it was just something it's etched in my brain. I think I was playing second base, and the ball went over the dugout off his head, like he was at waterboard. It was ridiculous.
Nasty.
So there was a good reason why it did change up here in Newcastle. And then I don't even know why it flowed through down all the way to fourth grade. I think it was when we split from having first, second, and third grade playing in one fixture to being first, second grade, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I think because third grade we're already using it, it just pushed into fourth grade.
Yeah,
I'm sure I'll get filled in.
No, I'm pretty sure that was the case, mate.
Yes, don't worry. I will get clarification. Guarantee. I guarantee I'll get clarification during the week.
For sure. What about Ellie De La Cruz this week, fellas? This is a little bit old now, but he had stolen more bases than 18 MLB teams. So I think he was at 30 or 31 at that stage. It's now 15 teams. So he's still got more stolen bases than 15 teams in the MLB. Crazy.
He's legit fast, isn't he?
Yeah. And he can hit the ball.
It's all about the sliding mitt, mate. It's a sliding mitt.
Yeah. Absolutely. I see our friends at Game Day Sportswear bringing out the sliding mitt also soon. So stay tuned for that.
Well, I did see our centre fielder did have one on the weekend, Hutto.
Really?
When he was on base.
Our centre fielder?
It had puppy dogs and cats on it, and it comes straight from Woolworths. So I'm pretty sure he was going home directly to bake some cookies.
Yeah, right. Who was that?
That's Benny, mate. Benny Frost. He's a 16-year-old young fella that's first year playing seniors, and he's playing in our third grade side. And he said to us, "I'll never ever get by a sliding mitt." So
you bought one for him?
So we went out and bought him an oven mitt. Said, rest of the season, every time you're on base, you got to wear it. So without fail, it's in his back pocket when he's in the field, and once he gets on base, it comes out and it goes on.
Does he know Dean Hazel? He must know Dean Hazel. Dean Hazel does exactly the same thing. He had an oven mitt on. Actually got an award on our awards night for best accessory of the year.
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
I know Doof also has one. He has one that's I think it's a crocodile.
Yeah.
Like a crocodile one that he wears as well. So, yeah, it's good to see them having a bit of a laugh, and especially a young kid that, normally they all have the fancy gear and, want to be like a major league players. He's just happy to wear the old oven mitt. So
you're a beauty.
It's good.
I hope you bat 1,000, Benny, so that we can see it more often.
I think he had 4 walks or something on the weekend.
Jesus.
Stupid.
Hey, I was just talking about this one earlier. Anil Cruz, 121 and a half miles per hour. If you've seen it, did you get to see that one, fellas? It one bounce into the wall and it was there in record time. Unbelievable. Just a rocket.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
I hope he sort of picks up a little bit. O'Neill Cruz. He burst onto the scene as this, going to be a superstar, and I don't know. He's just floundered a little bit. I think this year. Not that he's playing poorly by any means, but I sort of expected to see numbers like Ellie Dela Cruz or Bobby Witt Jr. or Gunnar Henderson or someone like that.
Yeah.
In saying that they are all performing exceptionally well, so
absolutely,
it's probably been a bit too harsh of a critic, I think.
Come on, mate. What about this one? I seen this one last week, and I understand the safety reasons for it, but what I don't like about is, for those that are just listening, is the double first base like softball. They implemented this at the end of season, I guess, best 12 sort of tournament. I don't know. What's your thoughts, fellas? Chivo?
I hate it. I just hate it. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. We're going more towards softball and baseball, and what are in a safety base at the end of the day? I get why they're trying to implement it, but how many collisions do you have at first base?
I've only seen one or two this year, like in college, and I haven't seen any in local baseball or anything like that. But
and those ones that you saw, Hudson, how many of them were the first baseman standing there receiving the ball and the runner ran into him? I bet you every single one of them, the throw was dragged the first baseman off the base, and it wouldn't matter if there's one base or two bases. They're still gonna collide anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like you know what
yes,
I mean? Like,
answering that question, yes, for sure. They were getting dragged off a base, but I don't think if they're getting dragged off a base, you still got a bit of room to play. I understand it. I know MLB made bigger bases for the safety or to make people steal more bases or whatever it is. But I just think bringing it in at the finals tournament was a bit harsh as well.
Look, I had this happen to me 2 weeks ago. I was playing first base 2 weeks ago. Had a ball thrown from the catcher, took me off the base, and the runner cleaned me up, and I had a few choice words to say, but like I had nowhere to go. But a safety base wouldn't have helped me, or the runner, because I was like 3 foot inside the line by the time I caught the ball.
Yep.
And it also, it depends if I'm playing third grade and I get dragged off the base like that and I get steamrolled, I'll be going to be pretty pissed off just quietly. Like, we're playing third grade. We're not playing the major leagues here. Like, is it really that important to try and get to first base and not get out? Like, just get out of the road. Like, I don't know. Like, surely you can avoid colliding with each other that hard. I know sometimes it's difficult, but I don't know. If I was running to first base and the first baseman gets dragged into the line, I'm not going to clean him up.
No.
I'm either going to just stop and get tagged out, or go around, try my best to go around them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be trying to barrel them either. And I don't think there would be many people that would be trying to barrel someone. Not in our league, but I don't know. I can understand the idea of it.
Podcast, that's fine. Like,
okay. I can see. Look, I can see the merit in juniors for maybe like little league, because you see the kids run into each other a lot, especially in our competition where we've got a lot of new kids that have never played before, and you find the first baseman standing with 2 feet in the middle of the base. and then you've got a kid that's trucking down the line, and they're not even looking where they're running.
Looking at the ball.
They're trying to step on the middle of the base,
instead
of a corner. So, yeah, for that age group, I get it, and I can definitely see merit in it. But then, does it teach them that they need to, give up half the base? Need to teach a first baseman that you get that side of the base so you don't get run over.
Yeah.
When you're running down the baseline, you need to hit that front corner so you don't run into the first baseman. I don't know. That's
or teach them that you're hitting that corner because it's the closest corner and it's going to be faster. Or
that's right. Like, it's just I don't know. I'm torn. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't like it, but I could see merit at younger kids level to do something like that. So when they're still learning, but then they're only learning to run to a second base, like to an outside base. Is it teaching them anything? What happens when it's gone? What do they do?
Yeah.
Now where do I step? I don't know. How would I know?
Yes or no for our Newcastle baseball? Yes or no?
No.
Jiva?
No.
It's a no from me too. Unanimous, but I just wanted to get your opinion on it, Randall. I'm glad you're so fired up about your baseball, mate.
I don't really care.
Let's I tell you one hat I've got for you, Randall, that you're gonna love. It's been 31 years today since this event. Now, you're gonna love this. This guy was an absolute staple growing up. Maybe not for you. You're probably not that old. How good is this?
Jose.
31 years since that old chestnut. How good is it? Still doesn't get any older, does it?
Doesn't. Kurt Eden, eat your heart out.
Off the lid, straight over the fence for a home run. He keeps his eye on the ball the whole time. I don't understand. I still don't get it. But yeah, old Jose Canseco.
31 years today.
Apparently. He posted that himself on X. So it's sort of, mate, it's how everyone remembers him by the looks of things. But let's do a quick round out of the MLB standings and we'll get out of here. New York Yankees 2 games ahead of your Orioles, mate. Davo's Red Sox 9 games back. The Guardians in front of the Royals, 2.5 games. The Royals are looking pretty good.
It's pretty handy.
Both of those teams. Go, mate.
Sorry, mate. I was going to say, pretty tidy. 36 wins, 34 wins. Like, they're both over 600. Bloody very good.
Have a look at their last 10 games here. 9-1 and 8-2. Pretty impressive.
I think last year we bagged them out all year, didn't we? About pretty much the whole AL East had a higher win percentage than the top team in the AL Central.
Yeah.
And you look at the top 2 teams this year are both probably above Baltimore.
Yeah. Different story this year, that's for sure. Yep. Seattle Mariners, 3 games ahead of the Rangers, 3.5 Texas, Houston Astros, they're coming back. Phillies, 6 games ahead of the Braves. The Brew Crew, 3.5 ahead of the Cubbies. And St. Louis Cardinals, 4.5 games back. So
having their last 10.
Yeah, having a decent win, 8-2. Dodgers, 5.5 games clear of the Padres and the Giants. Let's have a look at wildcard. All right, so the AL leaders, Cleveland, New York, Mariners, the wildcard race, Orioles, Kansas City, and Twins. And the Boston Red Sox just there hanging on as well. So that's pretty cool to see. NL leaders: Phillies, Dodgers, Brewers, Braves, Cubs, Padres, and the Giants there hanging on. And we have a look there at the St. Louis Cardinals, not too far behind either. So pretty good to see. A bit of a shake-up of teams that we thought would be there and teams that aren't there. So, yeah, it's good to see. I like it. Been plenty of good baseball.
How do you
Have been
think
following much of the college stuff?
What was that, mate?
The college stuff.
Yeah, we follow a little bit. Not a great deal.
The boys are tearing it up at the moment, which is good.
They are.
The Aussie
We've talked
boys
a
are
bit
killing
about
it.
Bazana and Blake Cavill and Nat Eye's killing it as well. So there's
Jalen
hate.
Ray, yeah.
Yep. It's great to see. I mean, we're going to have Australia's going to be on the map, aren't they, this year when Bazana goes one of those top picks. That'll be awesome for Australian baseball.
Yeah, with all those names that you just mentioned performing really well, and then Bazana hopefully he goes number one, but obviously going to go in the first couple. If you're a young kid looking to go somewhere, now's the time, because they're going to be going, oh, look at all these Aussie kids that are doing something. They're going to be flocking here, aren't they, to look for these, unknown talents.
I'll tell you what, there's going to be a few questions after a couple of these scouts. How come none of these kids have been recognised before now?
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it's great. It's, you look at Bazana, played a bit of cricket, and then went, I'm going to concentrate on baseball. It just goes to show kids in Australia what can be achieved, and we're seeing it now, Jiva. Like you said, scouts are going to be here, there, and everywhere for our national tournaments, and it's only going to grow our sport a whole lot more in Australia, that's for sure.
We look at Brett Idale. How did he slip? How did he slip through the gap? How did all these guys not see his talent? How did all these guys miss the Jimmy Nat Eyes? Like, how did all that happen? Like, you've got to look at yourself and go, well, how do the scouts either not recognize their talent? I don't know.
Or not worried about him because he's an Aussie kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, he's definitely, all these kids are putting the Australian baseball on the map this year, that's for sure. It's awesome. All right, Jivo, mate, where do you want us to follow along? TikTok, the extra base, is it?
Oh, mate, we're on everything. We do everything. We've got TikTok, we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, we've got YouTube, wherever you like. We've got them all. We've got it all covered.
Have you got TikTok? I know I don't.
Yeah, we've got a TikTok.
I think the kids
I can't remember if we've used it in the last 12 months or not. Ask my kids, they'll tell you.
Flat out, you were just getting to Instagram.
Yeah, mate, you can follow Sports Rewind Digital on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X are our main ones. We are on Caffeine TV, TikTok, Vimeo, Rumble, Odyssey. We're all over the place, mate. So
what's X?
Yeah, it's this little bird thing that sits in the corner, and that's what it used to be. Randy Johnson threw a ball at it, and now it's an X, not a bird. So yeah. All right. Thanks, Juvo. Thanks, Randall.
No, thanks,
Take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon.